every second your old cells are dying, and in return the new cells are replacing the old cells. Now what happens is, these cells which are dying, they are broken down into atoms, and through your breath it's going out, and you are inhaling more and more atoms. Now the interesting part is, if a new cell is taking birth, why is it that the new cell is not a healthy cell? Why it is a diseased cell only? If anybody has a heart, hole in the heart, why the cells which are, because the doctor says that within 6 months or 8 months the whole heart is replaced and the new cells are taken, and within 1 year the whole body cells are washed out and new cells have been regenerated. Now why is it the sick remain sick when the new cells are coming? And what I saw was that there is a empty space in the meditation when you go, and it is proven scientifically that every cell is made up of atoms, and these atoms, if we close it, they will take only 0.001% space of the whole body. So whole body, if I make it solid into 0.0001%, then it is always a empty space. Now it is not empty space which I saw. It is the holographic impressions of your this life and of past life. They are just, every incident is like a third dimensional movie which is rotating within you. It's very, very interesting. That hollow space which the science says the whole body is a hollow space, is not a hollow space. It is a very, very congested space made up of impressions, those rhythmic vibrations which are there. Now these vibrations are influencing the consciousness, and this consciousness is attracting those atoms and creating a particular configuration of the atom which gives birth to a cell. Now if in that consciousness, that holographic impressions of a disease or a sorrow is filled, now that will create an atomic configuration in the atoms which will give birth to the diseased cell. Now the moment you do pratiprasav sadhana, you blow out those psychic impressions. And the moment you blow out these psychic impression, suddenly it's we call it a miracle. That suddenly these impressions are not there, and they create the atomic configuration of the cells now which are not diseased but healthy, because now there is no negative impression left, there is no impression of fear left, there is no impression of pain left, there is no impression of sorrow left, there is no impression of hatred incident left, there is no impression of greed left. So those impressions have gone. The moment it is gone, it's a part of that empty space, is a pure consciousness. Now it is attracting those atoms, the configuration, which is a healthy configuration, and that configuration gives birth to a healthy cells, and suddenly they find that the person is becoming healthier, and overnight results are found. It is not a miracle, it is very much scientific. Now Shiv Yog and Pratiprasav, in Shiv Yog we are working on raising of consciousness and or materializing, and a little bit of Pratiprasav. But in Pratiprasav is majority of Pratiprasav, and that raising of consciousness and materialization, that also occurs. But what you need is that blast it out, and that empty space becomes purer and purer, so that your every action, your every thought becomes positive, and your sadhana becomes very, very divine. Your healing powers are enhanced many fold if those negative psychic impressions are released. So that is what is Prati Prasav and Shiv Yog combination makes it a complete sadhana.